Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 118 of the Blrd podcast. As always, we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
Creamcast.
Hey, what's going on?
Dark Side.
Yo. I swear I'm done.
And myself, the Ed Underground.
Yo,
Best in the world.
and
Always, baby.
Man, that was some dead air.
yeah,
Some
said it was
sweet,
done.
sweet dead
yeah,
air.
he said he was done. He's a man of his word.
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyways, how are you all doing?
doing good, man.
Doing well.
Good. It's a little bit later than we usually like to stream.
Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know why the hell was. I don't want to be stereotypical and say it was a person of color on this podcast.
I think we're all kind of.
I mean, Ed, he runs late, and there's a
Whoa.
stereotype based around that.
Yeah, what is it?
Whoa.
CPT?
CPT, and
Yeah,
I don't want to.
yeah.
I don't want to further those stereotypes.
Whoa.
So
Yeah, he does have the word. I mean, he is Hispanic and black. So unfortunately, he has double late time. He's always
He's got
late.
double.
He's-
What?
Yeah, he has a double late penalty on himself at all times. Like if you want Ed to be on time for something, you gotta tell him to be there the day before, and then he will show up just in time. But other than that, yeah, Ed will always be late. So yeah, we were here on time, and we literally waited an hour and some change for the Ed Underground.
Boss.
Ed, you did say
Oh,
your car
bitch.
was broken down right now. You have some car troubles, so we forgive you this time. But please do
Oh
not
my
be late.
goodness.
In the
Don't let
future.
it happen again.
Yeah,
very unprofessional. Very
very,
unprofessional.
very unprofessional. We were all just sitting here. I called the Ed Underground, and he was like, he answered the phone, but was still snoring at the same time. It was impressive.
Mm.
Like, what's going on, guys? Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
You
literally.
know that sound very well for some reason.
Yeah.
As if it was maybe you and not me instead.
Maybe. But yeah, no, a little later, but it's all good. We're finally here, blessing your guys' screen or your speakers, however you're listening to us across the world. So yeah, no, it's been a pretty chill week. Had some crazy stuff happening. As you guys know, I'm from the DMV, and our bridge, one of our bridges in near Baltimore got hit and completely collapsed.
I saw that.
Which is crazy because that bridge, like for some people, is literally how they can get home and get to work. And if they don't take that bridge, they can take a detour that can add an extra hour to their commute.
I was going to ask, how integral is that bridge?
For some people, it's very integral. And
really, okay,
it's crazy because it's like, you would think of. I mean, every bridge. There's a lot of bridges around here, and every bridge is really integral to just traveling. So there was one bridge I used to go to from going to Virginia to Maryland. So it would be really crazy. Like if I didn't take that bridge, the only way I could get to work, it would add another like 30 minutes to an hour to my commute, just the same. And I'll have to go, instead of going north and then going west, I would have to go south and still going west, but it was just a nightmare in of itself. So, we have a lot of bridges out here, and, rest in peace to the 6 individuals that lost their lives. But yeah, it's been really crazy out here. Thanks to the Ed Underground and his topics of recently, I've been inundated with conspiracy theories and about the bridge crash.
Did I type stuff on your computer?
No, you didn't.
But knowing you, Ed, YouTube adapts to your presence.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
Yes, instantly. My PC knows, it sees your face, it literally scans your face, and it updates my preferences and my algorithm for my YouTube. And next thing I know, there was nothing but Linkin Park and anime AMVs with Evanescence on it, and
I should have been in the first place, but go on.
Wake me up
inside. Yeah, you see Goku.
It's Goku, and then Kathleen Kennedy laser eyes, and then it's like fucking, it's like an
Was it Sweet Bunny? Sweet
Sweet-
Baby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sweet
Sweet
Baby
Bunny.
Inc. is
Yeah.
his most current one.
Yeah, and then it's
And
like Naked
aren't
Yoga.
they the ones responsible for this whole ordeal anyway?
It's kind of
Sweet Baby
wow.
Inc.
they kind of
Yeah.
changed the arc of this barge. This barge was actually supposed to be nothing but pure Caucasian cis straight white gendered males, and because of Sweet Baby Inc., they actually switched them out for nothing but black people. And the funny thing is they had no experience whatsoever. One guy reports are coming out. This one guy who was actually the pilot or the master of the boat, he literally was a worked on the food stand.
Damn.
At a hot dog stand, and then he became the pilot of the boat the next week, and now we have this tragedy, all thanks to Sweet Baby Inc. So
Diversity hire.
What in the world?
Diversity hire.
DEI.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you guys go. We need to stop having
Yeah.
these DEI initiatives. This is disgusting, and tragedies will happen. So
Oh my goodness.
this is how World War III starts, fellas. Yeah, you gotta stop these DEI initiatives. Yep.
We're
only time-
That and the
Getting,
Marvel movies, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You start World
Closer
Wars
and,
or ending Marvel movies.
Yeah, no, I'm
There's no
saying we're
between.
getting closer
Fucking
and
Star
closer
Wars,
to that
bro.
movie that's out. What is it called?
Magical Society of Negroes.
Yes.
Didn't I get a bad rating? Or
No,
something?
no, that Civil War movie that's coming out,
So-
where it's like the
oh, yeah.
basically
World
like
War
all
III?
the super right wing
What?
militia.
Yeah, isn't it called
Yeah,
Civil
like take-
War?
It's called Civil War.
Yeah,
What is
It's
this?
called Civil War. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Slowly but surely, we're
We're
inching
getting there.
closer and closer to
Yeah.
Civil War.
And
What?
who knew that Sweet Baby Inc. was the catalyst to it?
They
I
are.
mean-
Yeah.
I mean, all jokes aside, the conspiracy theories that I've seen about the Baltimore Bridge was from DEI initiatives to Russian operatives that are in retaliation for the massacre that happened in Russia, to China, to India, to
Well,
Joe Biden. Joe Biden
India-
actually did it himself.
India
Joe
did
Biden.
try to,
Where was Joe Biden? I have a question for you. Where was Joe Biden then?
That
Yeah,
is
I
true.
don't know.
Can
I
you
don't
answer
know.
that question?
I don't know.
Well, he
Can
was
you answer
actually
that question?
technically he was at the
Yeah.
for, some people were saying he was at the wheel. He actually fell asleep, and
Oh,
then he
God.
was
So he was there. You admit he was there.
He
okay.
was there.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
everybody in DC knows this. The rest of the world
All
doesn't.
right. Shit. Mm-hmm.
No, but in all fairness, India did try to murk the
Aw.
Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah. Well, he had it coming.
Like legit.
Yeah,
It's in the
he's-
world.
Killed the Prime Minister of Canada.
yeah, well, as our resident Canadian, I mean,
Yeah.
if he says he had it coming, he had it coming. Justin Trudeau, that was it's his time. Well, no,
Well,
is that Justin
and-
Trudeau?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a dead man.
And guess
He's a
what?
walk- He's a
Justin
walking dead man.
Trudeau pushes a lot of those what's it called? The inclusion things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, it's all
It is.
connecting.
It is connected.
It's all
I mean,
connecting.
and but the thing is, actually, to be honest, I mean, he once was a black man, so I mean,
Oh
he
god.
dressed
He's
as a
trans.
yeah, he's trans.
Transracial.
He got
Yeah.
reverse vitiligo.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically,
He is the most woke of all,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
when you beat all the woke bosses, he is the final one. So
Yeah.
He's
Um,
prime
He's
woke.
100% concentrated woke.
yeah, 100%.
Just
Wow.
in living flesh form.
Exactly.
Mhm.
He has all the body paint ready for it at any moment. He can change it to any race that he wants to. So
He's
yeah,
prime woke.
he's prime woke, absolutely. Yeah, so it's kind of saying that, you know, this tragedy, literally within 12 hours of this tragedy, people are posting pictures of like markings on the ship and saying, look at this is a sign of Illuminati. They actually marked the ship, and that you don't even know what you're looking at until you really open your third eye. I'm just
Oh
like,
god.
geez, like, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's how you sound like most of the time.
No, I mean the stuff I found has been interviews from the people. You're looking for theories and stuff. I'm not.
I'm not looking for theories. This
I haven't
literally,
heard of these
I'm
theories that
literally-
you're talking about.
I'm literally looking on like CNN articles or CNN tweets, and the
I'm
next
not.
thing they'll say, okay, this is the tragedy that's happened. These are the facts. 6 people are missing. They're like, 6? If you break down 6 and you times it by 2, 3 times.
God.
That's 666. Therefore, this is the Antichrist. The Antichrist came and hit it took over the barge and possessed the people. And this is because Trump is not president. If Trump was president, he is Jesus incarnate.
No, Trump is president.
God.
Trump is president.
He never
he actually won the election.
He never stopped.
It was just what's it called? The election was shambles thanks to that George Soros money.
Yeah,
you gotta follow it. You gotta follow it.
You know, and then the craziest thing that happened. So Mitch McConnell, right? His sister. You guys heard about this?
When is that creature gonna leave this earth?
Well, you know, his sister-in-law, right? She ended up dying because her Tesla went into a pond on her property. She couldn't open the door, so she drowned to death in her own Tesla.
Man. This
is a true story. This is a true story. Yeah, people were saying because she is like on the board or ex-president of, like, she still had, I'm assuming she still had holdings. The parent company of the barge, of this barge company, she was like the president or blah, 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 or she held like extreme holdings in this company. And people were like, oh my goodness, let's put the 2 and 2 together.
Isn't it the best feeling in the world when then things fall in place for conspiracy theorists?
Yes.
It's got to be like the best feeling in the world.
Yes, they're like, holy.
I mean, you guys don't know because I don't.
The biggest load in the world.
I don't follow these things.
It's like they wake up and I don't know how they do it. It's amazing how they do it.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I kind of really brought this up because of this is big news. Obviously, this happened within the last 24, 48 hours. But the fact that like I'm just inundated now, and I see it so much because of like talking about Sweet Baby Inc. It deals with DEI initiatives and so forth. Now, literally every news article, like if you read the comments on it, and like sometimes I read the comments because like they'll have somebody who's like quote unquote barge expert, or they'll link a post to like a barge expert who knows about barges and why the barge did what it did and this, that, and the other. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I like to read about it and so forth. But before you even get to like a good comment that actually is enlightening and tells you about the situation, you'll read 20 other ones that they swore they saw Joe and Jill Biden on the bridge, and then when the barge hit, they literally floated up in the air and somehow, you know, spawned wings and flew back to the White House, saying "job well done."
What?
Yeah, it's like it's
dude,
crazy.
I think that's awesome. I love it. I love these nut jobs just going insane.
Mainstream media won't report on the flying Joe Biden, so I mean they got to.
Somebody has to do it.
You know how many times I like to give half-assed opinions that I've never researched? It's the best in the world.
It is. I mean, it kind of is, because you'll have people who truly will believe that, and they will run with that all the same. And I was watching this guy who works in like intelligence and so forth, an ex-intelligence officer, and he was talking about the scope of disinformation. And it was very interesting. He was talking about, you know, within like an hour of this happening, you will see people posting from like Indian accounts or other foreign agencies, Russian names and so forth, spreading disinformation. Like the account will literally have been created 30 minutes ago, and they will be spreading, you know, they'll have like 20,000 followers, but spreading like the most insane tweets, and there'll literally just be hundreds of tweets about this thing. And it looks like a real person, because most people are not going to sit there and research the person or blah, blah, blah. But they'll be saying like, oh yeah, I think the reason why is because, you know, George Soros and his money, they trying to distract you, blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. And actually Jill Biden did this, and what Trump is really the same. Like they do all this stuff, and it's really, really cool. How fast it actually happens now, especially with AI and how fast, you know, technology is advancing. It's really cool. So I'm very interested about this. But yeah, it's funny. You can see certain topics that are big ticket items, like DEI initiatives right now is really hot in the media right now, especially on social platforms where people are just really angry about things. They will immediately, not even, people won't even say, you know, I'm sorry that the tragedy happened, you know, rest in peace to these guys, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. It'd be like, God damn it, the pilot was black. See, if you just hired a white person, this wouldn't have happened. Damn it, Pete Buttigieg. Like now, barges are racist. The pilot
was pumping his music too loud. He couldn't hear the bridge coming. All right.
They're playing the damn rap music, and you can't listen to rap music. You could save lives. It's crazy. So It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, only Till says Joe Biden makes burner accounts to spread misinformation. Absolutely. That's the narrative going around. But no, crazy stuff. But yeah, rest in peace to those 6 people that passed. That well, I think out of the 6, I think 2 I think 6 people died. I think 2 there was 8 people altogether, and 2 were able to make it. So
it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. It could have, but it's still
bad.
It's still sad.
Well,
it's still bad.
One thing I did love, this is probably the most golden comment I ever heard. Somebody said the bridge must have been weak. The bridge must have been really weak, because there's no way a bridge, when hit by like 100-ton barge, should have crumbled. But then before they wrote that, at the very beginning of their tweet, they said, I'm not a civil engineer, and I have no experience with structural.
I'm glad they cleared that up. Yeah.
Look, I have no experience with structural engineering whatsoever, but this would happen. Now, me coming from a background of a civil engineer and doing a little bit of structural engineering, yes, we don't actually build bridges to be like, damn, you know what? What if one day there was a 100-ton barge that just hit this shit all of a sudden? Like we would never design for that. So it's kind of crazy that, you know, these people on the internet who have never touched engineering plan whatsoever, don't know about any of the calculations, say that. But I did appreciate this one person at least adding that caveat. I've never been an engineer. This is purely in my opinion, but that bridge was weak as hell, yo, and I don't understand why it fell apart when a 100-ton
look,
barge hit
honestly, that was a kind of a bitch ass bridge if you think about it. You know what I mean? Why couldn't they get like better steel or something? You know what I mean?
Well, that's an old bridge, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me see. Somebody, Flojo says, doesn't the U.S. have AC or AD in infrastructure? Or a C or a D in infrastructure?
Yes. C or D rating.
It's D rating. Yes, I think our infrastructure is D. I think it's D rating right now. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Look,
but we all know
our infrastructure sucks.
We know
our infrastructure sucks. But goddamn it, do we have an army? Okay, do we
have,
have an army, boy?
Yeah, we have a fucking army.
We may not have drinking water in Flint, Michigan. But did you see those brand new jets we got?
Yeah.
God
damn.
USA.
To be fair, so coming from a past civil engineering background, I think people fail to realize this too. This is another thing. America is fucking huge. Maps are not drawn to scale. So when you look at maps of America, people think that America is a lot smaller than what it is. Because when you compare it to like Europe, you're like, Europe, blah, blah, blah. If you take like a country like Britain, right? You take Britain. Britain is, or let's say Switzerland. Like you could literally fit Switzerland in some of these states. Like within Texas, you can put like 3 Switzerlands inside Texas. America is very large, so the infrastructure that we have, that's why like people complain about stuff saying like, oh wow, American or European countries, man, they're so eco-friendly, they don't have all these cars and so forth. They have small cars because they can get to wherever they want. They can literally be in another country within 30 minutes. With America, you can't do that. If you start south and try to get to Canada, yeah, you're gonna be driving for days, and that's the kind of thing. Or even through Texas, it will take you more than a day to drive through the one part of Texas, from the farthest part of Texas to the top part of Texas. So that's the thing. Is like our rating is really bad, but we have old ass cities built on old ass infrastructure, and that's just what it is. That bridge that particularly that we're talking about, that is not part of the D rating. That bridge is newer than a lot of the infrastructure that is based on. But Baltimore does. Yeah, Maryland in itself does have really old bridges. When I used to do bridge inspections, one of the mandates that was pushed out for Maryland was a replacement of like 200. It was like hundreds of bridges. There's hundreds of bridges in Maryland that are in really, really bad shape. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of money to replace those bridges. This bridge by itself, the Key Point Bridge, is almost $1 billion in of itself. So think about it, 200 bridges, $1 billion to $500 million. That's a lot of money. So yeah, there's levels to why the rating's so bad. I probably went too deep into it, but yeah, that's one of the things I always hear the D. I am a nerd. I ain't gonna say that, but America's
he's a bridge nerd.
Yeah, but America's really
a bridge.
Yeah, I am a bridge
That's
nerd.
his
I'm a roadway
autistic thing.
nerd.
He just looks at bridges.
Like, oh
Wow.
my god! Like, I'm not gonna lie, bridges are pretty cool. I've hung off of bridges when I was doing my inspections. Really cool stuff. Help design bridges and all the other stuff, roadways, blah blah blah, buildings. So yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, that's kind of the reason why. So I hate when people say that. Not only because people just be like, oh yeah, America's so bad, but America's fucking huge, and I don't think a lot of people understand how big it is. You know. That's just I get the same thing happen in my real life. People are like, oh my god, it's so big, Eric. It just happens.
Yeah, it's
gigantic.
It's gigantic. You know what I'm saying?
No, you know how
I'm
big
sure
it is.
A midget was.
Good
job, Ed.
Shut up, Ed. I used to.
Wow, Ed. Wow.
No, I used to live in
Little
New
people,
York
that
State,
place.
Yes, little
close
people,
to
yes.
like the Canadian border,
Mm-hmm.
and just to get to New York City, right, driving wise,
Yeah.
it was well over 6 hours.
Yeah.
Just to get and New York State is tiny on the fucking map.
Yeah.
All right. But just getting to like New York City from like any of the other, like outlying little places, it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Isn't
I mean, the rest of the world sucks. We rule. We're better at everything.
We sure are,
long
baby.
story short, everything we do is better. Our bridges are better.
Our bridges are better. Everything we do is
nothing
better.
to see here.
Yeah.
Were you born in a different not in this country?
No, man. As American as apple pie.
Either way, he's an American. Wait, are you trying to be like xenophobic or something, Ed?
No.
Yeah, what the fuck? What does it matter?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Why are you trying to call him out?
Trying to send them back?
Yeah.
No.
Go back to your country.
Said I should go back to someplace, Ed? Is that what you're
No.
trying to say?
Yeah, go back to your place,
no.
eh?
I wouldn't say that. Those words are not my own.
To that
Interesting
filthy
opinion.
northern country.
Those words are not
Kick
my
his ass
own.
back.
Yeah. Like,
Oh
yeah,
god.
you're the worst, Ed. And another news really quick. It was not a big news week, I guess, overall. But another news article, not news, trailer came out. Marvel, it's a shooter. I forgot what it's called. Marvel. I literally just said it, the name too.
Shooter.
Rivals, I think.
Rivals, yeah. Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Jeez. Marvel Rivals. Jeez.
Wait, say it again?
Marvel Rivals. I don't know why I'm gonna say Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Wobble. Cowboy Wobble.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals. So they put out a trailer today. Really cool looking trailer. Looks very beautiful. Looks a little janky. Me and Bandito Mac talked about it a little bit. I thought it overall looked beautiful. I think he had the same opinion. Some of the character animation was a little wonky. They had Bandito Mac said that the Spider-Man had him looking a little weird when he was running, but this game is supposed to be quote unquote a rival to Overwatch. It did give really big Overwatch vibes. Unfortunately, because of this,
damn, Galactus is hot.
Yeah,
what
Galactus is, I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I mean, if you're gonna gender swap, you're gonna gender swap anybody. Get one of the biggest motherfuckers and turn into a female. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what?
Everything gets bigger.
Yeah, look it up, Ed.
Yeah, Galactus is a woman.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they literally did like a waifu, waifu pose for Galactus.
Yeah, they didn't really turn like Galactus into like a female version that looks exactly like Galactus with hair. Yeah, they made a waifu
and way less armor.
Yeah, yeah. She definitely has a lot of body, a lot of skin exposed, or less armor, so she's exposed a lot more
for mobility. For mobility,
mobility, of course. Agility is on 100 for sure. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. This is I thought it looked pretty good. I
mean, it was bound to happen. Like they've had every kind of genre, right? Marvel wise.
Oh, I'm looking
trying
at
to
this.
think.
I'm actually looking at this real time. This does look good.
It does look good, but I have a fear of Marvel. Now, Green Turn, what do you? Before I jump, Green Turn, what did you just say? You said this what?
Well, I'm saying it was about to happen that we're gonna get this kind of game of Marvel, just because it seems like they've been trying their hand at different styles, right? They've done like the third person adventure, they've done the fighting game, they've done, I'm sure, whatever other games. So this would be the next logical step, right? To do this kind of game.
I would say so. I mean, they've done the fighting games very well.
Don't they also have an arena, a MOBA?
You talking about like what you mean?
Marvel.
They have a card
MOBA?
game.
Yeah, they do. They have card games. They have like
Yeah.
MOBA style type games.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
I think they're more phone games. Like, and I know they got what was those slot machines in Japan.
Pachinko.
Pachinko, yeah. They have all that type of stuff.
Galactus. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, but like Bandito Max says, he said this is the kind of woke we can get behind.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, that's some nice gender swapping. Please, Marvel, keep doing that. That'll be hilarious if like this is like the turn of Marvel where they're like, okay, guys, they have a board meeting. Like, obviously, it's not working where we just try to put women in male roles, traditional male roles that we have. Well, let's still do the same, but let's just get hot women and just put them as waifus, and let's see how they feel about that. And yeah,
hell yeah,
yeah, I think a lot of people will be fine with that, especially in the male audience, and definitely some of the female audience for sure.
Hell yeah.
But
Well,
no,
go on.
No, go ahead.
So I just saw the full trailer, watched it real time. I'm impressed. I'm going to see if I can sign up for a closed beta if it's available for Xbox Series X, because that's where gamers go.
The numbers don't say that, but sure.
But I mean, I can kind of see the jankiness you both are talking about. But I see a lot of potential. Like, this is really impressive. I'm watching it again as I'm talking.
It has a lot of potential. Yeah, absolutely.
It reminds me of a game that was on the first Xbox, OG Xbox. It was I forgot the guys that made Doom.
Like
that made Doom?
I forgot the name of the game, but you could play as Raiden in it too.
Machine Games?
No, there was a game that it was a multiplayer game. It was like this.
And
Not
you can
Overwatch.
play as Raiden?
Yeah, Raiden was a guest
Bethesda?
character. It's not Bethesda, but it was a guest character. One of the guest characters was Raiden.
They made Doom though?
Was this a world open world type of game?
Software?
No, it was a multiplayer game similar to this, but not a team-based game. It was like a one-on-one game. And you can actually do like fatalities within like 2 seconds if you beat up your opponent enough. But
was it like a top down type of game, or it was like
no, it's third person like this game.
And it was Marvel characters?
No, it wasn't Marvel characters. It was like Doom style characters. I'm trying to remember the name of the game. It was very pyramid heavy focus. A lot of Egyptian references and cosmetics, costumes. I think you could play Anubis at some point too.
Oh,
but it
called.
But if I can't remember, it has that same feel of this game. It's like a mixture of that and Overwatch. But I'm looking forward to this game. It's supposed to be coming out in May.
Mm-hmm.
I know the game you're talking about now. I just forgot the name.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Yeah. No, this game does have potential.
It's a Smite.
Unreal?
No, not Smite.
No, Smite. That's current.
Unreal Tournament, something like that.
Unreal Tournament. Okay.
Unreal Tournament. I was
but
gonna say Unreal Tournament. Yeah.
But it's like a different type of Unreal Tournament for Xbox.
Unreal Championship. That's what I'm looking.
Oh, that's it.
That's what comes up online.
Did you see like an Egyptian like character?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Anubis, I think, was in all the Unreal games, right?
Yeah, I think he was.
I think Raiden was a guest character.
Okay. I mean, I can see what you're saying about that. They said it's giving really heavy Overwatch vibes. I was talking with Bandito, and definitely, I think we definitely think this game should be free to play, probably, if it's going to compete with Overwatch. And I mean, it seems like, looking at the trailer, it does feel like it's going to have the Overwatch feel with loot boxes and all this other stuff. I mean, that's kind of the model that a lot of these games have nowadays. So free to play with lots of loot boxes and so forth, microtransactions. So I could see Marvel doing that. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. I kind of want it to be good. It has a lot of potential. But I was actually surprised that Marvel actually put this out, because this is a huge risk. And Marvel has taken a lot of risks recently.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the Square, not Crystal Dynamics, was it Crystal Dynamics that put out the Avengers games?
Avengers,
yeah. So I mean, there's some risks that Marvel's willing to take, but hey, they've been putting out shitty ass TV shows and movies recently. I mean, what more can they lose, especially being backed by Disney? So,
well, this probably got greenlit 2 years ago. This game, so they're probably in a different place.
But
Sure, thought they could.
you know what I can see happening with this game? You remember when Marvel versus Capcom, the recent one that came out,
mhm.
and then Dragon Ball Fighters came out.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighters overshadowed uh Marvel versus Capcom. I can kind of see this with Marvel overshadowing Overwatch because people were expecting Overwatch 2,
Oh,
and
Overwatch is
No,
DOA.
Overwatch. No, they already have Overwatch too.
I know,
It's about
but
the
people were
PvE.
expecting, yeah,
They
but
canceled
there are a
that.
lot of there are a lot of promises that they promise and were not fulfilled, and people were disappointed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're hitting at the right time because there's a lot of Overwatch is just every week I hear
Yeah.
people less satisfied with Overwatch and Bethesda, and is it Bethesda, right?
No, it's Blizzard.
It's Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Sorry, Blizzard. Not same, whatever, parent
Yeah,
company,
yeah.
whatever. Like they're I don't know what's going on with Blizzard, but they're like all I hear is news about Diablo and Overwatch just being like gutted and people just being pissed every week. So
Yeah.
the Steam, like Overwatch used to be huge. Steam behind it is more or less, I think, entirely gone. I hear more about Apex Legends these days than I hear about fucking Overwatch, and both of those games are very old.
Very old,
in
yeah.
the
Yeah.
In the
okay, so I
arena,
think
yeah.
it's hitting at the right time because both of those games can capture a lot of like gamers, especially if they do it well, especially if it's free. You know what I mean?
I hope it's free.
So yeah, if they hit it right, then they have a cash cow for sure. I think it looks good too.
Yeah, I think it could be definitely a cash cow. I think they just got to be careful. This game. I think right now is only coming out for Steam. When you look at the trailer, I think it's only for Steam and maybe just for the beta. Which I doubt that's gonna be permanent. But yeah, it says Steam and Epic Games. But the thing is that I mean this game. I agree. It's a really good time, but as I was saying to Bandito, I said this game. I don't think this game has a middle ground, right? I think it's going to be either exceptional and either bad, mid, or good. But I don't think it's just going to be mid. Like it's going to be. I feel like it's just going to be bad. Like either, and actually, I'll take out the mid part. I don't think he's going to be mid. I think that either it's going to be exceptionally good or exceptionally bad. That's just how I kind of feel for this game. But the same. I think that like the level of like what Overwatch did back in the day. I think people are kind of tired of kind of the formula. Not maybe tired, but it's not. This is not nothing groundbreaking for sure. But I hope that they can introduce new elements into it and make it more exciting. I mean, if this is just an Overwatch clone, I mean, they just gotta do better than Overwatch. But hopefully they go above and beyond that. So, like I said, well, the good thing about Marvel is that they don't have to really recreate the wheel for sure. I mean, they can just literally pick out any character they want. I mean, I think we had Namor in there, which I was like, damn, I'm like, is that Aquaman?
That interesting selection of characters for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, the two things that Overwatch had going for it were gameplay was good before they screwed that up. Because I hear a lot of people screwed up about gameplay. And then the lore. People love Overwatch lore.
Yeah.
And that's something that right now, I guess that's a big contention right now among the fans because they've established that lore. Now they're just like either rolling things back or less focused on the lore. And I've heard, going back to Ed's DI conspiracy theories. Because is Overwatch League like hosted in Saudi Arabia now or something?
You know what? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
There's some connection to Saudi Arabia where there was a lot of talk about how the lore is now being less focused on because like Tracer is gay and Soldier 76 right is gay.
Yeah.
So the like Overwatch, when I remember liking Overwatch, they were very lore heavy and they like really relished in their lore and it was a good lore. It was a really good lore.
It was really good. Lore.
But apparently, this is all speculation because I'm not in the community, but I keep hearing that they've stepped back from the lore because ownership has changed hands. And so there's a lot of griping in that Overwatch Blizzard sphere. So
Yeah. Overwatch. Yeah. So a lot of things happened with Overwatch. Like when Overwatch first came out, I was really big into Overwatch, very huge into it. Loved it. It was I would say one of my favorite games for sure. And yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Amazing game. Eventually, it became to a point where they built the lore, and then when they built the lore, they took some stuff out. There was some controversy with Overwatch devs that were behind it they did some questionable things in the background, so they changed certain things. Like one specifically was as a McCreed. Now they changed his name to Cassidy because McCreed was based off of a dev. I think he got caught in some sexual assaults. So they
I
took him
think
out.
I heard that.
I didn't know about that.
They changed his name, changed his lore. A lot of people were like, this is kind of stupid. Like, this guy is
It's
not
just a
getting paid.
character.
Yeah, it's just a character.
Yeah.
This guy is not. If this guy was getting paid off of that character or something like that, like every time someone says his name,
That makes sense. Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. And it's just like, why change the lore? And people get upset
Because
about it.
It's a corporate move.
It's a corporate. 100%.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like let's just change it in case.
Yeah.
In case,
Yeah, for sure. And the Soldier 76, a lot of people were upset about the fact that he was turned gay. Soldier 76 was the default, like, regular, if you're used to shooters, he was the default character that you picked. And the fact that he was like the man's man and then turned to a gay character, people was upset about that. So there's things that people got upset about what they did. I personally don't care, like, especially giving the backstory to a character that, if you don't want to know the backstory, you don't need to. Him being gay is
you
not
don't
really,
need to. I never, to be honest, I never knew any
I
other
don't know about
stories.
their backstory. I know about
any of them. Yeah,
one.
until you guys mentioned it. Like I never, right? I was just like, all right, let's just jump in and play.
Yeah. Literally, that's how I felt about it, and that's how the game was initially done. It was very loose story. As they built the story, they changed certain things, and I gotta give Blizzard credit. Blizzard, they're always excellent at this. Their cinematic scenes are absolutely beautiful. So when they've done cinematic stories for like Hanzo and all these other characters, very beautiful stories, and they
Gorgeous.
very well done, very gorgeous. I mean, they look like Pixar movies, but for adults. Really awesome. So I can see
Better
why
than Pixar at some points.
It's definitely at some
like
point,
I'm
yeah.
remembering when that what's it called, StarCraft 2 trailer came out.
Oh yeah,
and just seeing it, I'm like, what the fuck? Like the level of detail in this CG was fucking insane.
It's about that
at
show
the
with the
time.
girl in it.
That was like, what's up?
Are you talking about the trailer with the girl in it?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
It's like a memorable trailer, and I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, that was just
that was freaking amazing.
Kerrigan?
Yeah.
Yep,
Kerrigan.
Yeah, we did have a resident at one point. We did have a resident StarCraft 2 player. May his service, may he be blessed in his service.
Oh my
sir,
goodness.
you will always be remembered.
Playing the Koreans as we speak right now on the servers.
And it's getting to Diamond League or whatever it was called.
Yeah. The one thing I really liked about Overwatch, their lore was getting kind of good. Like one character I thought was very interesting when they were doing the backstories for him was Sigma. Sigma is like, I think Sigma in lore wise is the strongest character by 1,000,000,000% in the whole lore of Overwatch. But they were doing really cool stuff with him and trying to build him out and so forth. And a lot of these characters, like Reinhardt, instead of just being the big guy with a shield, telling about the story and the lore and all this other shit, it was really cool. So I know a lot of people are upset with what Overwatch has become. So yeah, this is a great time for Marvel to really step it up. And really take over that and give the people what they want. Like, people do want a PvE type of experience too, eventually. So like, if Marvel can really just dig deep and get those storylines and get that gameplay right, they could really have something lucrative on their hands. And
literally just look at what Overwatch is doing and do the opposite of what it's recently doing, and you'll capture that player base, because like it's all little things. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But if Marvel is just like anything else as is done recently, it might miss the mark tremendously. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all story wise. That's only news that came up recently. Unless you guys have anything else that you guys want to jump into.
Nah.
No. Nothing. News has been dry.
Okay. Or really quick, Bandito Max says, I feel like the hero shooter genre fits better than the Destiny model, with a live service like Avengers Suicide Squad, which no one wanted. Yeah, live service, it is what it is. People will accept it if the game is good, but your game has to be exceptional. And Destiny, I like the live model. It's okay. It can be good. It makes you feel less lonely for sure, because you know that when you're playing with somebody. You're actually playing with live people. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, no, I agree. The hero shooter, this definitely fits more into the hero shooter. I mean, you go into a live service and there's 10 Spider-Mans all web slinging across or whatever. It kind of loses the magic a little bit. But if you only have one Spider-Man on each team, okay,
yeah,
you can make sense of that. So
Yeah.
I do agree. This does fit more into that model. And then Bandia Max says, yeah, it'll need to do more than just be a Marvel Overwatch. I think we all agree with that. And then Oli Toes, he's trying to stir the pot, light the fire. Says SBI needs to strip all of Marvel storylines. Yeah, we see. Oli Toes, we see what you're doing.
Sweet Baby needs to do all of their storylines for their games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's destined to fail then, but go ahead.
Yeah, they already got a black Spider-Man, so I mean, you just need to make what they got black.
Why you gotta be
America?
black? Ed, why you gotta be black?
Doesn't have to be
suit gotta
Why
be
do
black?
I have to be black?
No, I never said anything about you.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Well, different universe. He's not Peter Parker. So, hey, awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
He happens to be my favorite Spider-Man, too.
yeah,
For those-
he is.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You only care
Yeah.
about DEI when it includes you.
No,
Mhm.
I'm black.
Interesting.
There's a lot of other black
Interesting.
characters.
When
But
he
he's
can
more than that.
personally relate to a character, then that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mm.
When he's a
No.
black and
Mhm.
Latino character, he's like, you know what? This is not too bad.
No,
I kind of
I
like
like-
it.
bad. No?
I like
Nick,
Blue Beetle.
Nick
Movie
Fury's
sucked, though.
black. Oh, it's not too bad.
Not
It's
too
I like,
bad.
Blue,
Yeah.
I like
That's
Blue
okay.
Beetle. Movie sucked though. I like Static Shock. Well, we can make a movie.
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
sure. Anything you say, we see through your lies. We see through the deception.
Is
That's
that
all
who
I'm
No
you
saying.
lies
modeled
detected.
your your
What?
look after Static Shock? I just realized this.
No.
Because doesn't he have like dreads everywhere and like a big headband or something?
He has a
Yeah.
yellow and white headband, but it doesn't have long.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's
yeah.
been modeling his
Oh.
look after Static Shock.
You
Yeah.
wish.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've
Yeah,
actually cosplayed as Miles Morales.
we've
pretty awesome.
seen.
That was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I mean, you did hit the pure Miles Morales, like the cartoon version. Like I remember you were wearing that costume. I was like, I don't know who's underneath that thing. I was like, there's nothing bulging out. This is everything smooth. I mean,
There's a lot of things.
I was
Big
like,
old
bulging
camel
out.
toe.
just okay.
That makes no sense.
He did a nice little tuck and roll, and you went and played.
Oh, you wish.
Yeah, you played that
Wish.
Spider-Man well. No, you did. No, I did like your Spider-Man cosplay. You did a really good job with that. Minus the
yeah.
shoes. You did have like the worst. Like you had Adidas on, like the worst Adidas I've ever seen in my entire life. They looked black, but they were previously white.
Oh no, there were black and white ones. It was nice.
Ugh,
It was classic
yeah, don't
Adidas
show
shoes.
those things again. They're
yeah,
fucking
don't show those things.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Oh, those are
You're
gone.
gonna get my computer a virus, literally.
That makes no
Uh,
sense. But
Literal malware.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. That's only news I had. I guess we have nothing else. Let's just jump into our main
Let's
topics.
do it.
So, two of the things that we were going to talk about this week was obviously from the title, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, and X-Men '97.
oh, the title's right this time.
Yeah, of course they're always right, baby.
Mhm.
Oh,
So let's get into. I'm going to just go ahead and say, let's get the worst one out first, and then we'll save the creme de la creme of the two for the very end.
the Marvels.
All right, so X-Men then.
Don't play with me. You might be only toes because you're just trolling at this point. I'm starting to.
I might have to step out for the X-Men because I didn't see the X-Men one yet. Episode yet.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. Now.
Wow.
So
bitch.
yeah.
Well,
And
that's
I-
how you
and
were
I-
sleeping.
let me
You could
just
have been watching
say-
X-Men.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
saying.
guys.
Let me just
plot
say,
twist.
well, it did come out today, so I mean, I was going to
No,
watch it after
bullshit.
my nap.
That's the whole
Really?
point. You literally would tell us. Okay, so plot twist, guys.
No,
Dark
you're-
Side
you're
is
absolutely
really
right.
the reason. He's absolutely the reason why we were late.
What?
Because
This
he
Yeah.
was
Really?
he was sitting
The
Yeah.
here.
fuck is this?
Ed was supposed to wake him up And Ed,
Yes, that's
Ed
true.
is on CP time to the nth degree, and Darkseid said, "Ed, please wake me up." And
it was real simple.
Yeah, really simple instructions. But instead of doing that, the Ed Underground decided to play WWE 2K24, and he actually lost. You know, the funny thing is, Darkseid, you didn't see this. The Ed Underground actually lost to me in WWE 2K4.
Not shocked by that.
And the funny thing
even
is, I wasn't
the game itself recognized Creamcast superiority over Ed.
I wasn't even playing.
Yeah.
It was a bot.
How
Ed
many
lost
times did you
two
lose?
bots.
You lost,
it doesn't matter.
3 times?
It's just the one I needed.
I had to give my son
Ed,
at least one win.
Ed, you lost to a bot. It wasn't because you weren't trying. You tried.
I wasn't trying.
No, because the part where you're supposed to kick up when you're getting pinned, you missed that 3 times in a row. And I heard you. I heard no.
Yeah, purpose, man.
Bullshit. This man was smashing. He was trying so hard to hit the. What happens is it's a little dial or a little line. You got to hit it in between. You got to hit it in between like a bar, and it kept missing. And he was jamming his finger trying to get that thing so bad. I ended up pinning him and ended up winning. So obviously, Xbox
1 out of 3 times.
I am superior.
False.
It is what it is. It's funny, but
you know what? Does the people want to see the character?
Those people want to see.
Those
what
people.
You just said?
Those
people.
No, I said the people.
Guys, I'm so
the
sorry.
people want to see it. They can check out the Ed Underground on Twitch. Whatever, right?
Yeah, Twitch.tv/that. Yeah.
Not that you don't, I mean, we'd love to support your streaming channel. The fact that you never friggin' support ours.
Yeah, that's cool.
I did.
You never shout us out. You never plug us.
You really don't. You really don't.
You don't.
If you go on my channel, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see
the
Blrd
Thanks.
podcast.
Yeah,
all the way down.
Never mentions
at the bottom.
Never mentions it the day he podcasts.
Send us to the back of the bus. Hey, Ed.
No, so Ed Underground, you can't fuck off. You can fuck off, my friend.
Yeah. Really
I have many times.
Yeah, sure you have. Anyways,
yes.
But yeah, it was the reason why we were late. It absolutely failed us in waking Darkseid up. But the reason why I say that is because Darkseid is sitting here. He told us last week, guys, X-Men comes out the day of. It comes out the day of. It's only 20 minutes. You can watch it in no time.
Great impression. Yeah, I did say huge. I did say it was huge.
The show is very huge. Guys, make time for it. Hey, guys, you just gotta watch it.
Everybody loves me. I said that too. Yeah.
And then he started just grabbing crotches left and right.
Oh wow.
You gotta grab him. You gotta grab him.
Yeah, grab the crotches.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So I'm very upset with you that the fact that you did not watch this episode.
I'm upset with myself because let me be honest with you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All I can think of the last week was when I was furious at Disney Plus for not just releasing all the episodes because normally I don't give a shit. But now I'm so jonesing for X-Men 97 that I was ready to go every day, every episode. And, it happens to drop today. And, so I haven't had the opportunity. Now, I love you guys and I love this podcast, but I will just permanently pull the plug if anyone spoils anything for me. So fuck all of you. Fuck the listeners. Fuck the sponsors. Fuck the platform. Fuck Joe Biden. Or whoever else is getting in my way today.
I don't know. You did everything correctly.
I know.
You stopped.
Let's just
so unfair.
So
what is that?
Don't talk about the part
where mutants power used.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Whoops.
But yeah, no, just disclaimer. Go ahead.
So
I might step
don't
away.
mention about Deadpool at all.
Don't mention Deadpool. Don't mention any Rocket Raccoon cameos. Okay.
Okay.
And I won't.
Said it, not me. You said it.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't mention anything about Rocket Raccoon.
We find out. We're not gonna tell you. We're not gonna tell you who Jean Grey is.
DLC.
We're not gonna tell you who Jean Grey is, who she really is. We're not gonna tell you any of that.
That was
It's
a
gonna be
major plot
perfect.
twist too. I didn't expect Deadpool to be jumping at
I did
all.
not expect Deadpool come out. It was absolutely wild.
That
And
was
then
I
shocking.
and
didn't
then
expect Joe Biden
Wolverine.
to make an appearance, but here we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then to have the
In
different Wolverine.
'97.
Yeah,
Wow.
Joe Biden started going behind the younger students' back and started sniffing their hair. That's his
That's
mutant power.
his mutant power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
mutant power is sniffing children's hair,
Children.
Yeah.
specifically women, girls.
Well,
Yeah,
they call him
yeah,
Joe.
yeah, girls.
They call him actually. His mutant name's called Bloodhound.
Oh my goodness.
Once he sniffs somebody, he never forgets. He never forgets a scent.
So once he sniffs somebody, he forgets. Is what where am I?
Well, I just fell asleep.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
it was a great episode. You might need to step away because there's some major spoilers that did happen.
Yeah, there's some cool
I
shit.
mean, if you want to do it, do you want to do it now?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and kick it off now. So,
All right, I will step away. Go
all
ahead.
right, step away for a second.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, he stepped away. All
Fucking
right. So,
little
yeah.
bitch.
How will you know to get
Motherfucker.
back though?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe you guys can like.
There's a lot of ways
text
that
it.
we can
Yeah.
communicate. It's fine.
Yeah. So, X-Men '97, excellent
Yes.
episode. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Very good.
really enjoy
Very
now. I forgot how like the X-Men, and I'm starting to watch the original one again. I do like the fact they kind of get to the point a lot of times. They don't.
Yeah.
Like things do, obviously they have to be cliffhangers, right? But
Yeah.
they do get to the point relatively quickly. And I felt like with this one,
Yeah.
they got to the point. Like I was really expecting this whole Jean Grey thing to last literally the entire season.
Me too.
Yeah. Me too.
So the fact that they did not do that was awesome in of itself. So yeah, did all three of us watch X-Men?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's the other topic that we all didn't watch. Or Greenton, you weren't able to watch. No, Ed, you weren't able to watch.
No, I
I
watched
wasn't even able to watch the other,
Okay,
which you can spoil, which I don't care. 'Cause,
Yeah.
the only gripe that I have with the current X-Men show
Ooh.
is that they took away my favorite hairstyle of any mutant.
Oh yes. I mean, I have a gripe with that too.
What's that one?
Bishop's Jerry curls
Oh yeah.
with
Yes.
like
We talked
the
about that.
mullet.
Yes.
God damn, dude, that's like the coolest version
Pinnacle.
of Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like pinnacle Bishop.
Yeah, that is.
It was fucking cool though how they showed his power of him like absorbing
Cyclops' concussive
like
blast.
exactly, and then just shooting it out and shit.
Yeah, now that was really cool. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. So spoilers, we're about to really get into spoilers now. So Jean Grey is the Jean Grey that we knew from the first two episodes was not Jean Grey. We kind of alluded to that in the first place, anyways.
Yeah.
But in the second episode, it was definitely put out there that wasn't our Jean Grey, or a new Jean Grey popped up at the door like, "Hey, I need the X-Men." And then our Jean Grey that we know, she's like, "Oh, who is that?" Has the same powers as our Jean Grey and everything else. So if you were truly, I don't say naive, but if you truly were like in the moment, you'd be like, "Who's the real one?" And I think they get a really good job of that. Luckily, Beast did quickly get to the bottom of it, and quickly showed through the advancement of science,
90 science.
97 science, that our Jean Grey, the one that Scott had his baby with, was not the real Jean Grey. She was a clone by Mr. Sinister, and that the Jean Grey that showed up the door was the real Jean Grey. However, the cool thing about it was there was no real telling of when they were switched out. Which I thought was kind of cool, that they had shared memories, but they did not know who was the real who at any point in time.
They addressed it. They said it as much to each other. Remember?
Yeah, they
because they're like, "Oh, do you have the same memories?" Like, "Yeah." Do you? He's like, "Yeah." So when did we switch? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Neither knows. Yeah.
Yeah, but so we know who the real one is, but they don't know which one switched out. And because they have a psychic link, their memories got shared, even down to a cellular level. Only way that Beast was able to find out was that he was able to find out that one person's cells were older than the other, and that's the only thing. That's the only way he could tell. But everything else was 100% everything was 100% identical in between the two, which I thought was really really cool. Now I did not expect her to be as powerful as she was.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, that was a twist for me. Like I didn't think she was gonna be able to. She literally fucked everybody up in the mansion by herself.
Basically, it felt like she went almost like Dark Phoenix in a way. The way,
yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I'm like, oh shit, they're doing the Dark Phoenix thing or what?
Yeah, I thought she was like tapping into like Dark Phoenix or something. Like she sent them
Well,
to
she was
that
like,
demon.
so wait, is that a real demon world or is it something she manifested
no, she
from their
she
fears?
manifested from their fears and just turned it into like a horror movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
She was turning everything that they wanted or everything they feared to happen. So that's when Gambit saw Magneto and Rogue pretty much like, hey, bitch, like, hey, Magneto's like, yeah, I'm with your girl, bro. Like,
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. I think they were like both naked, right? Like, or
pretty much. I mean, they were.
Yeah,
they were
I like the body horror thing they
Yeah.
did where they were both like melting into each other.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was like, oh, that's pretty fucking neat.
Yeah, Jean was really screwing with these people.
Mm.
And then the one thing I don't understand, and like maybe you guys can make sense of this. What was Morph's fear? Because was the secret like Morph is in love with Logan or loves Logan or something like that?
I mean, that was pretty much it.
It felt like that, but I wasn't sure. Because remember, Mr. Sinister, like when Jean was going and taking over their minds, Morph was like, I'm gonna let everybody know your secret. I'm gonna let everybody know how you feel, or I'm gonna let Logan know how you feel, or something like that. And I was just like, are they saying Morph is in love with Logan? Like I was kind of confused.
That's what I came across.
That. I didn't
catch
really? That's no. The thing is, I wasn't paying attention, so to me, it just kind of went over my head. But yeah, you're right. That's probably the point. He's probably in love because he's trans, right? Or he has like no sex because technically he's both, or he's none.
Non-binary. Yeah, he's non-binary.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, he can dress. I mean, he has, changed into Jean, knowing that that's what Logan wants, and then but then he'll change it to Sabretooth and like, hey bro, just messing with you. Like, nah, dude, it wasn't about to suck your dick. That's so gay, bro. Like,
whoa, yeah, it's way too gay.
Like, yeah, I'm just gonna turn into Sabretooth. Let's fight, bro. Let's just wrestle instead.
Sabretooth.
He morphs into a toilet seat.
Yeah, just sit up, bro. Like, don't you need to relieve yourself? I'm a bro. You're a bro.
Oh my goodness.
Like, which part is your mouth? Use your imagination, man. Like, yeah, it was kind of weird by that, and I was like, are they trying to allude to something? But I think they did it in such a way that they did not like make it.
It's subtle enough to where you gotta be paying like close attention to pick up on it. It's not in your face
right there.
That's because you're so easily offended.
No, I'm not looking for it. It's like, I mean, think about it. You have dude was taking a shower.
Yeah, Logan was in the shower. Like, hands on the wall. Like
I know what you fear.
You get ready for a bub.
Should probably singing as I know what you fear. Yeah.
I'm ready to go Berserker Barrage. Like, it was really weird how they were doing it. And I mean, it was weird. I just didn't understand what they were trying to do with it. And maybe we're looking too deep into it. Maybe they're going to address it later on in the story. Because the one thing is, and I don't know if you guys know, there was no explanation what happened to Morph after he attacked, I think he attacked Wolverine, right? So when the Goblin Queen, when the Goblin Queen attacked, she took over Morph's mind, and he became pretty much mind controlled. He attacked Wolverine. Yeah. We don't see what happens to Morph after that point. Like, I don't remember seeing Morph again. So I'm like, did Morph just disappear? Like, you guys know? I mean, maybe I
think now you're looking too deep into it. No, I think he's fine.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with him.
But you know what I'm saying, though? They didn't show him after that fight.
Yeah.
Like that initial fight. But you didn't see him, but you saw everybody else afterwards. You just didn't see Morph. So I was like, what happened to the dude?
I think he's fine.
Oh, maybe. That's what I thought. But I thought it was cool in of itself because it was the highlight of Morph getting taunted by Mr. Sinister again.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So Morphe, I mean, that boy, hey, he folded quick as shit. Like,
He sure did.
like he went for, like Mr. Sinister is one of the worst of the worst. And then as soon as Goblin Queen, whatever, touched him in the head, he's like, yeah, back home. Let's fuck him. Like,
Welcome back.
Yeah, he started going crazy. I was like, damn, that didn't take much. But we know Morph is psychologically damaged from Mr. Sinister, so it is what it is.
You would think though, with the after going through all that and then being healed from it per se, you would kind of like know how to snap out of that if it happened again.
Yeah, that's all.
Just a thought.
Well, I was kind of surprised that she went straight for him pretty much, but no, I agree. Like, I mean, I would have wanted him to be more like break out of it, kind of like how Gene did for Gene, break out of the mind control. But they just left our boy Morph like, hey.
Yeah, but Gene has a much more powerful mind than Morph.
True.
So you can't compare both. They're, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like mind power, no one really comes closer except what, Xavier or whatever.
Yeah, Xavier is the only person.
Xavier,
closer her at level. Yeah. So what you guys think about the Wolverine and Jean romance? Like, yo, Wolverine.
Scott's always in the way.
Wolverine's still trying to get that, no matter what.
Might also go after what's her face, the other one.
Goblin Queen, Madeline. What's her name? Madeline.
That's true. Why doesn't he just go pursue her? But he wants the real. He wants
the real thing.
The real.
That's the real thing.
He doesn't want to clone pocket pussy. He wants the real one.
He wants the real thing.
Yeah, which I thought the same thing too. But I was thinking like if it was Logan, I would want the real thing as well.
I mean, they if I was Logan, they both smell the same. I mean, you can smell anything apparently.
Yeah, he did not know this difference.
That's a loophole. Hold up.
What?
I didn't think about that. Wouldn't he know that's a clone?
No, remember they're like genetically outside of the age of their cells.
Identical. There's just the age.
Yeah, the age. That's the only thing.
I guess he would have smelled something off.
You would think.
But again, we're analyzing it way too much.
Yeah, this is Jean, right? She can literally, she knows all his memories, all the same. So for her, there's no lapse in time. So she could still be like, "Hey, Logan, you remember this time that happened?" And she could still use her memory or her powers just the same. So I mean, Scott didn't. Scott was tapping that ass. He didn't recognize any difference. So
that's different though. Scott can't he can't sniff someone and like say, "Oh, yeah,
the olfactory advantage that Wolverine has."
His olfactory senses are a million times better. Sure. Now, that's the only thing I was like, yo, Wolverine, you son of a bitch. You out here like
he's still trying to get some even at the worst of times.
Yeah, Sky's literally getting mind fucked. And he's like, just look at my mind, Gene. She's like, Logan, you care for me that much? And even more. And the funny thing is, at first I thought they were by themselves. I didn't realize that Beast was on standby. This motherfucker's just in the background like, yeah, I'm just I'm writing this shit down for science. Like, yeah, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Like that, I'm like, that's a little wild. And then Beast doesn't even say shit. He just like he sees Wolverine literally caressing her face, like grabbing her face. Yeah. And then Beast's like, hey, so guys, you want to just go ahead and cure her? Or what's going on? Like dude, like you see this, she's a married ass woman. She ain't like, and it's not like a private marriage. It's literally out in the open, and she sees Wolverine. He's a beat. He can literally hear every sound. So it's not like he didn't hear what was going on. He's just like,
he's well aware of what's happening. He just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. I'm just like, damn, that's
what was his fear too? It was just like a big monster behind a door.
Oh yeah, it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was that big green monster, whatever. And he was like, I don't think we're supposed to be here. And then he just like runs away. I'm just like, oh, that's crazy.
Lackluster.
Yeah. But no, that was the fight scene. The best part of the fight scene was definitely Cable getting shot with Cyclops' beams. Now, I was not expecting that whatsoever. So that was really, really cool. It feels like that's kind of like a hack too. Like you
Yeah.
literally give that
Bishop,
man,
yeah, of course, baby.
yeah, like you just need that Jerry curl. That's
That's all
like,
he needs.
you feel like he would be nerfed because he ain't got his Jerry curl, but I
Maybe
mean,
that's what it is. He needs the more curls, the more power.
Exactly.
we talking about more power given to the curls, or more that's why he's not as powerful with the
That's
curls.
why he's not as powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs more. Yeah.
Want more curls.
Like in the morning
Yeah.
time, he's like, "Hey Scott, I need to get my hair done. Like, just shoot me." And Scott's like, "Oh, okay." You just see his curls get more luster.
Just more sheen, soul glow.
It starts dripping at one point. Scott, calm down. Scott, too much soul glow. Like,
God damn it, the floor's too slippery. We can't.
it was kind of funny he doesn't have that. I understand they try to make him more modern, but yeah, give that man.
Yeah.
Hopefully he comes back from the future and he's like,
Well, I'm saying like it's such an iconic hairstyle for that character.
Yeah.
And you don't keep it, but meanwhile you keep like Logan's fucking cartoony haircut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. But they also did change like Storm. They gave Storm the more the
I like that
cut.
though.
That was
I like
nice.
that.
Yeah.
The mohawk thingy.
But yeah, I like they didn't just give her a straight mohawk. They gave her the mohawk.
Yeah,
but she
it's
still
like
has
on the
some
side.
Yeah, I do like that. As opposed to
I have
just having a long hair. But that's
maybe
iconic too.
a small theory. Would that be a younger Bishop, possibly?
No, because this should be right after.
Should be.
This is right after X-Men, the original X-Men. So
Yeah, but
it should be any time difference.
I mean, I guess something maybe I have to research this or whatever, but if Bishop's arm bracelet, whatever it's called, his time bracelet, if it's off, he goes back into the future. So I forgot. Is this like a loophole? Did they just like retcon it or something, or is he able to just come back without his wrist bracelet?
I don't know. You guys are gonna have to answer that one. I felt like it was just a retcon. I don't know.
I think it was a retcon probably.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they did the same thing for.
They're changing a lot. They're changing things. They're not gonna be 100% faithful to whatever.
But they did the same thing to whatchamacallit, and Deadpool, right? They did Cable like that. Cable, he could take his bracelet off and still stay in time. So, I mean, it's kind of.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So
probably not following that lore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. I mean, what was your outside of that? I mean, what were your guys' favorite scenes in this?
I think we already said it.
Was with the kid,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
the nightmare scene.
That was my favorite. Bishop. Yeah, Bishop is fucking kicking ass.
That tag team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tag team was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then there was also that giant robot skull thingy or whatever. I thought that was animated pretty nicely.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like they made like a demon robot or whatever.
Yeah.
That
remember that there was also like a Japanese demon or something on one of the elevators. It looked like something out of like Studio Ghibli.
I don't remember that.
Was this in the middle?
I forgot. I'll see if I can find it.
This was during the whole demon attack, right?
Yes.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, show it if you can. The one thing I thought was kind of interesting, Magneto got his ass whooped, dude. Like, and I know that Jean is stronger than Magneto and pure strength. Like, and I like that she did call it out. And Magneto like, yeah, I can crush you, blah blah. She's like, your magnetism is cute, but my mind can, I can control much more than just metal. I was like, you tell him, Jean. She whipped the shit out of him. Now, granted, Magneto didn't go for the kill like he probably could have, but I did like the fact that Jean and this is a clone Jean, and not even Dark Phoenix Jean, absolutely dog walked the shit out of Magneto.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, this man is like pretty much trying to protect his life, with some. Pretty much some metal bars and shit, and she's just coming at him from all different angles with that shard of glass. And I was really surprised that she was able to like really beat him to that point. But I mean, we all knew that she, like I said, she was more powerful than Magneto for sure. So that was kind of cool that we saw that. Really cool scene. A little bit disappointed with Mr. Sinister, honestly. I thought Mr. Sinister was going to be a little bit more
sinister.
Sinister. Like, the entire time he's like, "Hey, you're mine. I made you. You could call me father." And it's like, okay, let's see what he's gonna do. And he just got his ass whooped. And I'm just like, and then Gene, his clone beat him up. I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, Mr. Sinister didn't really do anything. I felt like he was just like, hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, I'm just behind the scenes, evil guy. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Long-term
Yeah.
storytelling, because he did infect Scott and clone Jean Grey's kid with that one virus that was in the other cartoon.
He what? You say he cloned Scott and what?
Oh wait, he cloned
Gene.
he cloned Jean, but he infected their cloned kid. Well, he's not
No,
a
he's not a
clone.
clone. He's a
Yeah,
legit
that's what I
kid.
meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a legit kid, but he infected the kid with the mutagen something. I forgot what it's called, but
Yeah.
it was a disease back in the original cartoon. And
Yeah.
if
Oh,
you
it was the demon that popped up in the elevator for Beast.
Oh, that demon. Yeah. That's the weird
Yeah.
demon. That's what we're saying. The demon looked weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a weird looking demon. That just it didn't fit the same as the rest of the demons.
Right.
I
It
felt-
reminded me of like an anime demon, something that
It
would be
did.
from like Chainsaw Man or something like that.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, that whole demon scene and Gene, the clone Gene, beating their asses, the entire X-Men whooping the shit out of them.
Mhm.
That was pretty funny.
yeah,
But no, yeah. So, damn, I forgot what the name of the child is. I know he's supposed to be extremely powerful.
Nathan. Well, his real name is Cable, right?
Is it Cable? I thought that was they had the son that was like a
Yeah, they had
Omega.
two, I think.
It's supposed to be like a super Omega mutant. But is that supposed to be Cable?
I think so. They had two kids, I think.
See, this is what happens when
I'm looking it up. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have a person that oversleeps instead of watching the
Watching
X-Men.
what he was supposed
Doing
to
his
watch.
job.
Yeah, like golly, especially after giving us all that shit, talking about guys, it's only 20 minutes, guys. You can watch that right before the podcast. Then shows up an hour late, still doesn't watch the podcast, or does he just do what he needs to do for the podcast?
You know what he could be doing? Watching the series right now.
He could be. I mean,
He could
literally,
be.
we've been talking about it for like 20 some damn minutes. And
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
yeah.
Well, what are your blurries for
Blurry
for episode 3?
I would say it was a 9.
Yeah, same 9.
I really enjoyed this.
It was a 9.
Yeah.
9.
9?
Yeah, I think 9 all
Nine.
around 9.
Nine.
No, I think this was a really good episode. I'm still surprised that that this is becoming such a good series so far. I know we had a lot of worries. There's an unbelievable amount of hype behind this, right? I mean, you're coming off of the tales of one of the most iconic cartoon series in the 90s. So the fact that they're doing so well, I think, even with the transgender, topics that people were all afraid of and so forth.
Yeah.
This was really, really good. So, yeah, I'm really happy with what they're doing. And how many episodes did they say this was going to be?
Oh, I don't know.
No idea.
Let me see.
I mean, most modern shows are not that long. It's probably going to be like 8 episodes or something.
Yeah, I don't see.
Darkseid. How many episodes is X-Men going to be overall?
I think it's like 10.
10. Okay,
10
10
season?
episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 this
What did you
season.
guys think about when Deadpool jumped in and did a double flip in the air, like a pizza saucer with his 2 swords, and then like just slashed Wolverine in the middle, and then Wolverine like all of a sudden regenerated and got back up, and then said, "What are you gonna do, bub? I'm back." And then he just like
That
starts
sounds
doing
like really shitty writing.
Sounds like
It's
Sweet Baby Inc. came up with that.
Sweet Baby did come up with
They
that.
must have hired some fucking idiots to write that episode.
Yeah, bub. Oh yeah, I double checked and yeah, Darkseid is correct. There are going to be 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
Yeah,
All right.
nice. Okay.
So the last one, damn, that's going on for a while. The last one's gonna be May 15th. So and then the last 3 episodes are actually part of a trilogy.
Yep.
Tolerance is Extinction. So
I don't want to know the titles.
Oh, good.
Don't tell me
The titles are not spoilery.
Yeah, that's spoilery.
I looked them over.
Yeah.
Except for the one that says Cyclops dies. That one is pretty. That could be Funeral of Cyclops. I believe.
Maybe we don't know though. We don't know.
Oh, dude, why'd you give that? Wow, you really did spoil it. You're a jerk. Yeah, even this episode title, Fire Made Flesh, it really doesn't tell you much. It makes sense now when you think about it, about the storyline, but yeah, they don't really have a.
No, the titles are really well. Like they did a good job cloaking the titles, because there's like elements in there that you could be like, I think I know what this is about, but could be anything.
Yeah. Were you watching the episode while you were muted?
No. I was watching
videos on YouTube. We assumed you were starting to watch it.
Yeah,
it would have been a good idea.
Yeah, because then you could have talked about it at the very end, but we could talk about it next week. So, yeah. But no, good stuff. All right, so we gave our Blurries. We all gave it a 9. So Dark Side, you are going to be in for a really good treat. You're going to be in for a really good treat this week's episode for sure.
Or will he?
Yeah. So it is what it is.
We'll see.
Bandito said wild time when Edward watches it and Dark Side didn't.
It is. Yeah. The shifts are turned. The tides are turned.
How the turns have tabled.
Yeah, how
the turns have tabled indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes,
that was not by accident, by the way. It literally had a mental breakdown. That's what he came up with. But it was beautiful. Good job.
Everything I do is beautiful, baby.
Sure. I heard a really good quote. Somebody said, it's ordinary. Something about beautiful, and I thought it was, you ever see those like TikTok or Instagrams, like, yo, what's the quote of the day? And then somebody usually says something. It's like, it's better to come to sink than to seek in the come. Like stupid shit like that. Like,
what
quotes of the day?
That is a wise quote if I've ever heard.
Wise quote.
It's better to come in the sink than sink in the come. I could not agree more.
I love those quote of the days. But it was something like, it's ordinary to love something beautiful, but it's beautiful to love something ordinary. And I was like, oh, that's a very good quote.
That's a very good quote. Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's what Ed, you reminded me of that. So not because you're
that
beautiful. That
makes no sense.
You're very ordinary.
You're very ordinary. So it's beautiful that we love you because you're ordinary.
I'm beyond ordinary, but go on.
Sure. You can say you're extraordinary. So there you go, buddy. So
good
outside,
job, Ed.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Boss.
So all right, next topic that we're gonna jump into, movie that I definitely wasn't excited to see. I don't know how you guys felt. But Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. Went to go see it last night with my in-laws, and not gonna lie. Well, first off, I went to the movie. I went on a Tuesday, right? Tuesday at my theater, everything's $5. I'm like, you know what? Hey, it's not too bad. I'll go see some Ghostbusters for $5. Yeah, it can't be that bad. What made my experience even worse, and when I got to the theater and I found out about it, I said to myself instantly, I thought of the Ed Underground, and I said, damn it, this better be good.
Better be good.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing when I thought the same thing as Ed. It better be good.
Heck yeah.
It better be good.
Heck yeah.
It said $5. Now the theater that I frequent is was bought by new management, so now it's $7 on a Tuesday.
Oh shit!
Which is still a good deal comparatively. I think
still a very good deal.
I think average ticket is like $14, so still
we still got $5 here. Now, granted, I paid $18 for concessions.
Oh shit!
But they got me at $5. It's still like
that's
I got the better deal.
Yeah,
I got the better deal.
Exactly. Like,
give my popcorn. Give my tiny popcorn.
Like, sir, can you sign this small loan, please?
Yeah.
We'll give you popcorn.
It's still $5 ticket, right? Like, yeah. I was like, I got the better deal.
Yeah, it's absolutely, concessions are absolutely. See, Ed Underground actually brought his concessions home. He's like, I am not going to let that money go to waste. So good time.
Oh, I didn't know. I definitely did not do that. Yeah. Trust me, did not do that. Nope.
No, so yeah, $7 to go see the movie. Got concessions. It's whatever. I am not going to lie. This movie was mediocre. If you can make a movie literally called mediocre, this would be the movie for that. This movie was mediocre at best.
Mediocre.
Pretty much. It just wasn't it for me. I know I wasn't a huge fan of the first of the new reboot. Which isn't really a reboot when it's just a continuation of the
legacy sequel is the official terminology for it. It's not a reboot. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Legacy sequel.
Legacy sequel. Yeah, this felt like a movie to me personally that just did not need to be made. I feel like the legacy of Ghostbusters is kind of done. And if you can't top Ghostbusters, the original movies, you really can't. I feel like you shouldn't make it, and that's how I felt going into this movie. Coming out, I felt exactly the same. It was cool. I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I thought the acting was decent in this. I was just really disappointed by the big bad and what led to the big bad. I felt like the sequence of events just wasn't good.
Garaka.
The
was that his name?
I think that was the name of the ice guy, the bad guy.
Yeah,
Garaka.
Yeah, it was something really
Garaka,
bad. It was something really bad. He had horns.
Mortal Kombat.
Cloaca, 100%. It's like the guy had horns, but he really didn't have horns.
I thought it was a cool looking design. I just didn't think they did anything with the design that was cool outside of him just being there. Like I like the I assume it's a he. I don't know.
Yeah,
you can't tell with these ghosts. You know what I mean? They them, right? Yeah. However they were,
you
they
saying,
them.
You say non-binary people have to be the bad guys? Hello?
Oh,
yes, that is just like in real life.
I see how it is.
Okay. Well, he clarified it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty clear on this.
So not only they're trying to pervert our children, they're also trying to pull this, huh?
Yeah, and they're trying to like take our ghosts too now. So apparently
on a legendary series.
Yeah, everyone knows ghosts are.
Remember when ghosts used to be men and women? That was it. You had two ghosts. Now you got free for all.
When ghosts used to be straight, right? The men went after the women, and the women went after the men. It wasn't this craziness of women and going after women. What's going on?
Yeah, damn it. Yeah. I felt the same way. I felt like they didn't do nothing with him. He was a cool design, absolutely.
I think he was a cool design.
I thought the design was mediocre. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Look, I mean,
it seemed like very generic.
It seems generic, but like, you know what I like? The Jack Skellington nature of the like. I like the height of the creature. I like that thin, like boniness. And they could have like. Have you guys ever seen the horror movie like Pumpkinhead?
Yes.
Like, have you ever seen that?
I love it.
Like, you could have had like a grotesque, thin yet horrible creature. Like, they didn't really lean into the grotesqueness of the enemy, and I think the older Ghostbuster movies definitely, and of course they lean more into the practical effects and everything. So this one, you're absolutely right. It was a little blank slate. Like, he could have been so much more of an interesting character. I really wanted him to move in an interesting way. Like, how much cooler would this character be if he was stop motion? You know what I mean? Think about that.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Think about that. Yeah. And like just the touch of that.
Hire the Jim Henson Company. They're gonna make you a character that no one will ever forget.
Yeah, but like, if you're gonna do like a legacy sequel to Ghostbusters and do all these like legacy touches, which they did, and I feel like good about a couple of them, why not bring back like some of the, because like there's a scene in the library where you see the ghost from the library scene
from the original movie.
The original movie, and it looks like the original puppetry of the ghost, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if you're going to do that, and how much better did that ghost look than every other ghost in the movie? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, how much scarier did that ghost look? How much visceral did that ghost look? I'll even say this. Slimer looked better than a lot of the characters in the movie.
Slimer
looked amazing
because they they
He
tried
was a
to make
practical
it
effect.
look like it was a practical effect.
I
I
didn't know
believe
that.
it was a practical
Oh,
effect.
okay. I thought they were trying to mimic it, and they did a
Yeah.
good job. Oh,
Or
that's pretty
maybe
cool.
they were making, but I heard that it was a practical effect because they wanted, because he's a legacy. Slimer's a legacy character, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they were trying to capture that look of Slimer, and they did a good job with Slimer. I
They
think.
did an excellent
They did a
job.
very good job.
Slimer looked I agree. Slimer looked the best out of all the ghosts, honestly. Yeah, the one thing I did hate about this is that this is me coming from a dark place again. They need to make the stakes higher, and I felt like this movie, the stakes didn't feel high enough. Right? It's like these movies, especially now we're on. Let's see, this is the fifth one. You have to kind of raise the stakes because when you do the same
It's the
formula
fourth
over.
one. It's the fourth one, please.
Okay, you're
Oh,
right.
wow.
It's the fourth one. We don't
There's
count.
one we don't acknowledge at all.
Sure.
No.
Oh,
fifth.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Fifth, that's
It's
part
not.
of
It's
the
not
history.
in canon, Ed. It's not canon.
It is not
we
canon.
can't acknowledge it. It's
Oh.
not part of the canonical story.
Yeah. So
Oh.
when we're talking about this is
I
this
wish
is
it were, because trust me, I wish it were, because it should be that way. But no.
Yeah. So canonically, this is the fourth one.
Yeah.
I wish the stakes were higher because you get to a point where it's becoming so routine. Like you just know, like, oh, everything's gonna turn out good at the end. I don't want necessarily things to turn good at the end. And I'm not saying like, oh, everybody needs to die. I wish they would have did something more with this guy because this guy seemed like this monster. This is one of the strongest ghosts that we've seen in the Ghostbusters series. Like this guy devastated New York City and outside of New York City in an instant. Like and literally within that, like it seemed like within like an hour, the entire city was frozen. And granted, people had
that death chill.
Yeah, he definitely killed people in that, but I wanted him to kind of I wanted the Ghostbusters to actually have a real challenge, not like this where fake typical 90s movies. Oh, we're gonna run around and like Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs are gonna come get us. You're not gonna have a kid get eaten, but like, oh, we're gonna run. They're right behind me. I'll run a Velociraptor. This one is like, oh well, he's gonna freeze everybody, but he's killing everybody that he's freezing before. But now when it's just this family. Like, oh, they're still alive. Like, I really.
It's a gentle touch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you big time on this.
Sure.
Shit.
Yes.
I don't think bigger stakes would be better for this movie. I really think smaller stakes would have been better for this movie because, but
at least focus on one.
What?
Like one big stake. It seemed like
stake?
they were.
Yeah, no. I mean,
they were doing three things.
Stake.
Like they did like the mysticism, which I don't know how I feel about mysticism and Ghostbusters.
I think that was fine.
I think it'll be needed
because the Ghostbusters is all mysticism. It's all like.
I mean, it's ghost space, but I don't think they had like. Now we're gonna step into a realm of like witches and shit.
Well, that they always reference witches and books and sorcerers in the original movie and like Gozer and all that stuff and priests and all these rituals and stuff like that. Like the first movie is based around like a cult that worshipped Gozer. No, what I was good.
They do that, and then they do the other one where it's like the kid. What's her name? Her like.
You're talking about the remake, the sequel?
Melody, the kid.
Yeah,
the
kid.
Oh, died in the fire.
Are you
talking about the Spangler's girl?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That's the other storyline that we have, and then we also have the storyline of like the Ghostbusters getting back together to defeat the demon. It's like there's too much shit going on.
Well,
there's way too much, and they don't pay attention to enough things.
Problem is, this movie reminded me most of was Jurassic Park Dominion, which had the same formula where you had legacy characters and new characters, and you had too many characters in the damn movie, and the story was so like you didn't have time to tell a story because you had so many damn characters, and you're absolutely right.
There's too much going on.
There's too many damn characters in this movie, and here's the thing: you can. It's not half the characters. There's at least 4 characters you could cut out of this movie easily. Yeah. Like ancillary characters. Not the original family needs to be there, and the original Ghostbusters need to be there. That's it. You don't need these other like this British guy who was in there, the black girl from the first movie who somehow moved to Oklahoma with all these other characters who just moved to Oklahoma.
They all in New York at the same time.
All in New York. And I can't think of the ghost, the fire ghost. I think that was like I mean, very
whack.
like it was whack, and it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
extremely like you could tell what was the twist.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really that shocking, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, there's a lot of like, you're absolutely right, Green Tuner. There's too many stories and there's too many characters. But when you whittle that down, and that is the detriment of the movie, but at its core, I think there's some good stuff in the movie. It's just, it's too heavy in its own like overload of content almost.
Well, the problem is that when you, this is why I was saying that you need more, higher stakes, right? That you introduce
Oh,
this big, you introduce, so that's initially why you started your
Yeah, I
whole,
started talking about it. Yeah, I still disagree there.
yeah, I know you disagree, but what I'm saying is that the reason why I say that is because you introduce this big bad guy, right? This big bad guy who is able to influence other ghosts to a point where ghosts are there. He can recruit other ghosts, influence them. You know, pretty much they're in fear of this ghost and also pretty much worship this ghost. This is the big bad guy, the biggest bad guy that we've seen in the Ghostbusters quadrilogy. And I would say
regular fucking proton whatever things don't even work on it.
Yeah, and
that's how much of a badass.
That's always
thing
the case, though.
Yeah, that happened in 2 for sure. I don't know in 1 if that happened. I know 2.
No, yeah, goes are just like all these like are major level deities. They can't be hurt by the proton pack. So like in the first one, she's the same way.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I'm saying. But like I kind of like this is the one though that we've actually seen the other ghosts be influenced by. To the point like fear and pretty much bowing down to this guy. And I'm fine with that. Because even in the first one, other ghosts weren't afraid of her. It was just the Ghostbusters going against her. You didn't have other ghosts influence this other realm and so forth that this person can go into and crack open. Assuming that what the power that she had was correct, right? Because I remember, or the power that he had to be able to open up into this ghost dimension. So I only thing
talking about Baraka Obama.
Yeah, Barack Obama.
Oh my
Barack
God.
Obama.
Barack is a Mortal Kombat character, by the way.
Yeah, same thing. So the thing is that at the end of the day, I just wish that I don't want people to die or anything like that. I just wish that they would like have something that the Ghostbusters really couldn't beat, like on a level with just not, oh, the proton packs are not working. What are we gonna do? Like, and then this is the dumbest thing about this movie. This is why I disliked it as much as I did. Why it could have been better is because she took the original Ghost proton blaster pack, whatever, melted down the copper, and then only proton pack that she dipped into the new one
was her own.
I
was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, why didn't she just dip the rest of them?
Yeah, she had all that copper left over, or brass. I'm sorry. Why did she dip the rest of them?
She literally was like doing it as this dude was walking down the street. So I don't know. And I mean, even the fact that she did one, I had a gripe with. Like, oh, you're really gonna melt copper and do one?
No, it wasn't copper. It was brass.
Remember, brass or whatever. So I have the opposite criticism where I'm like, there's no way she would even got to be able to do one. Like the dude was walking down the street, everything is freezing, and she's like fucking melting copper and like putting it in the thing. So brass. I was on the opposite end. You know what? It's fucking copper as far as I'm concerned.
Brass.
Literally in the story, they were talking.
Yeah, I know it's brass. Whatever.
We ain't got enough copper. The poor blacks.
No. Yeah, I don't. I think they like, I took away from it. They didn't have enough time, but I think it's ridiculous. She had enough time to do one, to whatever. It's a stupid point because it's a dumb plot element.
It's a really dumb plot element either way.
But
and that's why I hated it. That's why I just wish that there was something more to happen, like a bit of part 2, right? Not saying I necessarily needed it in this movie. I'm just saying in general, like you're touching, like Green Tuner was talking about, you're touching so many plot points. And now you're getting to this big mystical world, and they've already touched that in 1. So now they're touching this again, and it's like this big mystical ghost dimension outside. That's
exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want them to do like when you're talking about big stakes. I would rather a Ghostbusters movie about them going into a haunted mansion and the stakes are real small. Like, have some fun with the characters and just be like have some fun with some creative ghosts and have some fun with some creative comedy moments. Like there were some like small moments. Like you think of the smaller moments with the ghosts. Slimer is an interesting, like character. The possessor demon. I thought that was cool when
That was
it
cool.
possessed the pizza, it possessed all these inanimate. How much fun could you have with that simple small ghost? You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of ideas where they can. I don't need the like New York to freeze over. I think that I'm.
That's a cool concept, though.
Yeah,
What?
they started, but the thing is, they already started it. So if they had
Yeah.
if they had not introduced it, I would 100% agree with you. Have like almost like a TV series esque level of stakes. That sounds like a TV episode, like the Adventures of the Ghostbusters or something like that. And I totally would be down for that. But they introduced this big bad guy where they hyped up like he's a master, blah blah blah. He's conquered armies and everything else, and they made him to be this massive, wizard. And then they show him, and then it's just like, oh well, proton blast, and then we got the fire starter guy. The pew. It just seemed very. What they had built it up to did not match the ending, and it just felt very typical. And I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. This is Ghostbusters. It is what it is. But this is the fourth time you've kind of done this. This is the second time you've dealt with a ghost of maybe even the third time, because the first, I would say this is the third time. Yeah, this is the third time you've dealt with a ghost of a ancient level, right? They did it within.
No, this was the fourth. Everyone has been like that.
Okay,
the second
fourth.
one was the portrait demon. I forgot his name, Vigo or whatever.
The cool guy. Yeah.
So this is the fourth time, and it's like after a while, it's just like, okay, we get it.
It's kind of their bread and butter, like to deal with like the ancient enemy,
ancient deity. And I was like, you've done this before, so I'm like, just make the stakes higher. Where it's like, okay, this be a really big bad guy and so forth. Because I don't know how many more they're gonna make after this. If this is gonna be the last one, which it kind of feels like it should be.
Yeah, but I don't think it is because the movie's done well. And here's the thing: I don't think.
That's true.
I mean, this is my opinion. At the end of the day, like, is it a great movie? No, it's really middle of the road. But it has enough things where I could look at it and go, like, man, this could have been so much of a good movie because of this, and this. They had so many good things that could potentially lead to more good things. It's just that they're stuck in a formula. They're stuck in that big bad formula. They're playing it safe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of like the typical sequel legacy risk factor they got to take. Are they going to take the risk or not? And, or play it safe. So, I think they have a lot of potential. There's a lot of good stuff in here. What did you guys think of the original Ghostbusters? Because I love
the first?
The original Ghostbusters legacy characters, them being in the movie. The original Ghostbusters.
Yes. What do you guys think about it?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Ghostbusters. I'm not a super fan. I thought it was okay. I'm assuming Bill Murray is playing his same old character where he doesn't care. Or does he really not care to be in the movie? I can't tell.
It seems like his typical character. He just doesn't care.
But
either one can be safe.
That is the character. That is the character, though.
That is the character. Okay,
that's the typical character he plays, though. I mean,
yeah. No, I thought he was. Bill Murray was as Venkman was good. He was in character, and that's that's one of the things I think that's what Green Tuner's getting at. You can't tell if he's playing a character or not.
Yeah, that's true.
He was. I think he was good. There are a couple times. There's a few genuine moments where I smiled, and it was with his character. And when they cut to him doing something, but like Dan Aykroyd, I get why his purpose is, and he's more of like, I think he fits more in this legacy sequel. I'm surprised Bill Murray even wants to keep doing these, but I guess I'm sure it's doing the money little thing with his hands. I'm sure that played a part.
I liked it. No, I think it was great that they had and they were good. Cast, yeah. I'm looking.
It's kind of same, just like Jurassic Park Dominion. I feel like it's good to see the original cast, and I was like, I wish it was. Part of me was like, I wish it was all original cast. The only new character I like is Paul Rudd. I'll be honest with you. All the other characters I don't really care two craps about. I really dislike the main Mackenzie Grace or Phillips or
McKenna Grace.
McKenna Grace. I really dislike her character. But I mean, she's your typical mopey, main angsty teenage character, which is like everything in the world has that, and it's just annoying at a certain point. But it is it's one of those things that, whether you like it or not, the movies will have that character. I just think that there's so many more interesting characters around. I liked what's his name? Kumail Nanjiani's character. I thought he was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, he's probably had some of the genuine comedy moments in the movie. Him and Bill Murray made me laugh, and there's a sequence with both of them that was probably my favorite part of the movie, the back and forth that they had, and him trying to figure out the fire situation. Everything with him was hilarious. But yeah, no, absolutely. Like, so you talk about legacy sequels and taking risks. The only thing I can think of with this movie was, and it keeps going back to it. I know I'm opening up a can of worms here, but it goes back to Star Wars. It goes everything.
Oh no,
everything goes back to Star Wars, because you talk about sequels, you talk about prequels, you talk about legacy sequels, you talk about all this shit that other movies do. It all starts from Star Wars. Star Wars does it first, and everything else emulates them. And if you look at Ghostbusters Afterlife, I feel the way about Ghostbusters Afterlife how I felt about, what's it called? The Force Awakens, where I thought it was a legacy movie sequel that, the plot was extremely like a copy of the first movie, leans heavily on nostalgia, and just gets you in the door to kickstart the franchise again. And then they need to really, after that, they need to do their thing. They need to restart the franchise on their own. So this franchise, I think, is more of an example of what happens when you don't take any risks and try not to do anything. And I think Star Wars is the opposite example, where I think they tried to take a risk with, what's it called? The Last Jedi?
Yes.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So that one was, I just look at it like, I mean, I don't know what the correct, they're going to make these movies, right? It's going to happen. But how do you go about it? Do you take the risk and potentially piss off fans because you're going to break away from the mold? Or do you just play it safe? I mean, and make a ton of money, because that's what Ghostbusters is doing right now.
There's a way to break away from the mold and not irritate the fans. I believe that there is a way to do that.
Yeah, but again, would you take that risk with billions of dollars, potentially billions of dollars? It's easy for us to sit here in the podcast and say that, but if you were to invest millions of, how do you know it's good though? I'm sure the people who made this movie at the months ago were like, "Oh, it's great, it's amazing."
Well, yeah, the people who know diddly squat about Ghostbusters, guys in suits and stuff like that, like, oh,
no, the people who made this
they like that Ghostbusters thing. Make another one, yeah, money.
Yeah, well, the people, the people who made this, the producers, the writers, the directors, they're all from the original Ghostbusters. Ivan Reitman, they're all OG Ghostbusters people. This is not done by non-Ghostbuster people. This is people who touched the first script in the 80s. These are people who, Dan Aykroyd is a producer. Everything here is handpicked and touched by the original legacy team. So, I mean, that's not a true statement.
Someone in the background saying like, "Oh, okay, look it over and see if it's like good for the 2024 times."
I think it is good for the 2000s. I think young people probably like the new characters. I think that's why they have them in there.
Oh, because there's Stranger Things characters or actors in there.
Yeah, I think they check that box. If they're checking a box of
there's only one
young
actor.
kids like.
There's only one actor, by the way, from Stranger Things.
Well, you know what I mean.
I don't.
Yeah, but still, if they're checking the box of what young people like, the box checked successfully.
Is it successful? I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, granted, this movie is going to make money. It's going to at least be able to hit even. The budget for the movie was around 100 million. We know for advertisement, you spend half of that on advertisement, so 150 million. Opening weekend, they've made so far worldwide 69 million. So that's a pretty good run. That's a pretty good run for it. These type of movies are good for kids for sure. Yep, that's pounded.
I said 69. Or
I did say 69. 69 million. Ed, get ready. It's time.
Your camera's blurry.
Oh, it is blurry. Don't worry, he'll take care of himself. But so yeah, this type of movie, I get it. It's a money grab movie. This is not a movie that needed to be made, but it will be successful overall. I think the original one, if I take a look at it,
how much has it made so far?
What?
The new Ghostbusters.
I literally just said the number.
You just said that. He just
did you? I spaced out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Welcome back to the podcast.
69
million.
9 million.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, sir.
That's pretty good.
Hey guys, so welcome to the podcast. We have myself, Ed Underground, Darkside, and Green Tuner. Yeah, you definitely have more aligned with Joe Biden than you think, sir.
Yeah, great tuner. Yeah, great tuner. Yes, is in another place. Ed is playing a video game right now.
Yeah, Ed's playing a video game.
Listen, I remember back in the day we used to have a guy, and his name was Popcorn. All right.
What?
Popcorn had a rusty blade, and let me tell you, they used to make blades, but they don't make them anymore like they used to.
We lost
anytime with the popcorn. And have you ever tried that popcorn Robenbach or what it's called?
Yes,
we lost him. He's regressing, guys. He thinks it's
now casually drop the N-bomb out of
that was the time to strategically place an N-bomb.
He's old. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Just snip somebody's hair real quick. Just go over and snip somebody. And then
I'll start touching black women's hair just everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some context: the original, like Ghostbusters Afterlife, did 204 million globally on a $75 million budget. So the budget's higher for this one. So they need to hopefully the international. I think they'll be fine international.
They'll be fine. Yeah. International right now. Remember, this is the opening weekend. Internationally, they've made 16 million. Domestic 52 million for the 69 million. Of course, the numbers are adjusted with hundreds of thousands. So, the thing is that it's an easy money grab for sure. Us as cinemaphiles, some more than others, for sure. Me barely. You guys, Green Tuner, he only watches Sundance films from the Sundance Festival. Literally, he goes there every year. But I just wanted more out of this. And I feel like there's good movies that you can do that are just cash grabs, and it can be really, really good. I did not like most of the characters on here except for OG Ghostbusters, and I really thought Paul Rudd did a great job. Paul Rudd was just being Paul Rudd. He's kind of like Ryan Reynolds light. He is a discount Ryan Reynolds, and he can make a lot of things funny, even when he's not trying to. He's trying to, but he can make the most mundane situations seem funny.
Oh, I think he's way better than Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is like he's got a routine down, and once you get that routine, you'll be like, okay, I get it. He's Ryan Reynolds in every movie. Right. Paul Rudd is at least
Paul Rudd in every movie.
No,
close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Does have versatility.
Close your eyes, and you would have thought this was Ant-Man. This is no different.
No. Yeah, well, fuck.
I mean, yeah.
No, you're right. I just like Paul Rudd way more than I like Ryan Reynolds. I could watch Paul Rudd do anything. I could watch him like work a hot dog stand, and I wouldn't be as annoyed as I would be watching Ryan Reynolds. Because Ryan Reynolds, after 5 minutes, I'd be like, okay, shut the fuck up, dude. I get it. You're a free guy. But with Paul Rudd, he would make me laugh just doing nothing. It's just his nature, and that's what I like about him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Ryan Reynolds has a shtick about him. So does Paul Rudd, but Paul Rudd is a little bit more natural dad.
Everymanness.
Yeah. While Ryan Reynolds, he has to play up a character, and I get that. But the thing is like I really enjoy Paul Rudd. I really enjoy, like I said, everybody else. I did. I mean, maybe because we're just old. This movie, like Green Tuner famously said one time, this movie is just not. This movie's not for us, right? To an extent, this movie is for the new generation. So they
have old characters, and it's based off of something that we grew up on.
But
they're trying to double dip and everything.
Yeah, double dip. But the main character is a angsty 15-year-old. So that's the audience that they're truly going for.
Yeah.
So
that's why I feel about that. But...
I mean, that's
you don't feel about that, Ed Underground. How about you have a fucking opinion and say something about the movie instead of put the controller down and talk about
the movie.
Oh, okay.
Go on, keep going.
When did you say that you didn't see it?
I said, well, if you're here,
I wasn't here for a major portion of the podcast.
Dark side, you really don't have a ground to stand on today. So, you just kind of
shut the fuck up then. How about that? Fuck you, Ed Underground.
Okay, that's universal. That's universal. That's good in any situation. Yeah, no, this is this is a situation where I felt like this. Yeah, they're definitely double dipping. We're just old guys at this point. Like we're just old men who are just like we're over the
bitter
angsty.
Old men.
We're past the angsty shit. Like we want to see
get
movies.
The fuck off my yard.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just watered my lawn this morning. I got up at 5 to water it. Then I went to work to a job that I hate and so forth and blah blah blah. Yeah, we're the bitter old guys. So it is what it is.
No.
And you're and I know you think that you're 21. So
oh no, I didn't say I think I'm 21. I'm just saying I'm not some bitter old guy saying get off my lawn or you darn kids and
you are the anti SBI. Like you wake up in the morning.
You are literally the old guy in the
yes. Like these damn
kids.
Yeah, one of the inclusive storylines back in my day, knowing about pure whiteness. Yeah, that's just
false.
Beautiful white skinned protagonist.
I've never said those
blue
words.
eyes.
You have said if it's white, make it right. You have
never said those.
I think you have a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah.
Said those things.
You said if white people are being discriminated against, that's the only time I actually stand up. But black people,
TOS for Underground's Twitch channel. Like there's a lot of toxicity there.
Yeah, if you guys want to go,
not for me,
a Fox News broadcast of video games, go watch the Ed Underground on Kick, and that's why he's on Kick, so he can just do whatever he wants. He drops all the bombs, so don't.
Haven't got
You have got strike.
No
strikes yet, but they have taken your videos down.
Yeah.
So
Kick? No, they have not.
No, of course Kick's not going to.
YouTube.
Yeah, because there's a song that's in there. That's
whatever.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
Huh?
So, but yeah, no, this movie is the most middle of the ground movie. Like it doesn't do anything. Totally safe. I can't honestly say I hate it. Because I don't, there's things I liked about. Man, anytime I see the fucking Ecto-1 racing through the streets, I'm happy. It started out, the movie started with that way, and I was on 10 when they started.
I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed that little beginning scene with Ecto-1. I was like, this is actually kind of cool. And
it's a forever cool vehicle.
What I hate though is that when they do those scenes right in the trailers. They make it seem like Ecto-1 is gonna be Fast and Furious, like it's gonna be like skirting down, doing drifting and everything else, and they kind of did it. But then when you actually watch it, I'm always disappointed to an extent because I'm like, damn, like in the trailer, they get right behind the exhaust and they'll be revving. I'm like, oh hell yeah, this shit's about to go down.
It's like got the NOS going.
Hell yeah.
I was expecting to see a ghost of Paul Walker and Ecto-1.
But I like that it's like a fucking 70s hearse. It's hard to like Blrd is driving it and he's like hitting these corners and I'm like, I'm glad that it's like an unwieldy fucking beast, like a fire truck. Than it is like Fast and Furious situation.
I think you guys missed what I said, though. I think only Green Turner heard what I said.
What would you say?
Because you said something that I think that you probably thought I said Paul Rudd. I said Paul Walker. The ghost of Paul
I did say Paul Walker. Yeah.
No. I know Green Turner got it.
You again.
Yeah. I can see Paul Walker. In it, and play some Tokyo Drift music. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. But yeah, but they always make these scenes, the Ecto 1 scenes seem so much more epic than they really show up on the screen. And it's like, it's fun. It's a fun scene, but I'm ready to see them like ripping through it. Like even with Afterlife, they had this once. I remember this from the trailer. They had Ecto 1 going through the wheat field, right?
Yeah.
And they did a trailer, and they made it seem like one of the most badass scenes of all time. And then it finally gets on the road, and then like it drifts onto the road. I'm like, oh hell yeah! And then when I see it, I'm like, this is a little whack. Like it's not exciting as I thought it would be.
It makes for a good trailer. Is what it does.
Really good trailer, absolutely. When you can do the perfect cuts. But yeah, this is man. I was just sad because I was expecting so much more out of this. Like characters who were surviving when they should not have survived. When old director Optimus, whatever his name is, when he got out of the containing scene. Remember when they were in that new Ghostbuster area, the containment area? And he grabbed the plasma gun or the proton gun.
Yeah.
Like that girl should have died. The black chick should have died.
Yeah.
And
Black chick should have died, yeah.
They just all they
Everyone
like
kept freezing and somehow had no side effects.
Yeah, everybody else would die when they got frozen.
They straight up killed like half the non-primary characters frozen were shattered. And then our main characters frozen made it.
The main characters froze. Their heart should have stopped. Their blood, they should be dead by all means.
This dude is he's absolute zero. He's at absolute zero. 0 Kelvin. Like this dude in the very beginning of the scene, the very beginning of the movie, he kills all those people in the room except for the fire person. And I was just like, that's dope. And then everybody else, he's like half freezing or whatever. I can kind of forgive that because he wasn't at full power. But then when he finally gets out, the black girl gets saved somehow because reasons. And then but they killed the vape store owner.
Ed knows why.
Knows. Yeah,
what's the reason? Well, I didn't see it, but
you know.
Yeah, you know.
What's the reasons?
The vape store guy. The vape store guy
got destroyed.
Dismantled the shit out of him, frozen him, and then the ice spike, just like rip him apart.
Yeah, it was overkill for sure.
Like, damn. I'm like, oh shit, a lot of people are gonna die. And then even the scene on the beach. In the trailer,
there's no way multiple children died in that scene.
Oh yeah, a bunch of people. And
they made a scene in the trailer when the ice was coming down the beach. I thought people were gonna get impaled or something like that. It was somehow everybody survived that, and everybody was cool.
Yeah. Well, like Ghostbusters never had like consequences like that. You can't point at that and say that
this is their chance to actually do something.
Well, they
don't need to go down that road. That's a road that, of all the roads they needed to go down, this was one road that they didn't need to go down.
But the thing is, they have gone down that road, but it's always the super bad guy or something like that. Somebody that was inconsequential, or a super super bad guy. So it's just kind of like it is what it is, and that's the only thing about it. It was just like it was very safe. If they had not made it safe, I would have given this a much higher rating. But yeah, it was just too safe for me.
Agree.
And I don't need bodies piling up outside New York and so forth. But I need to see.
I'm surprised they went that far with the spikes. Like I was going like, oh, they're going pretty far because they're implying a lot of brutality here. That fucking the first movie had a giant marshmallow man. Like the most damage that happened was you were covered with hot marshmallow at the end of the movie. Like that was the extent of collateral damage people felt.
Hot white glue, hot white glue all over you.
This movie, they're fucking impaling kids on a beach. I was like, shit, they escalated this for sure.
They did. And like I said, I feel bad for that poor vape guy. He's like, dude was just trying to make a living in New York City, man. He was just trying to live his life, and dude got turned into ice cubes. But no, this is. I really do hope that this turns out that this goes well. I mean, there is a market for these mediocre films for sure. It's a good film to take, older younger kids. You don't want to take obviously too little, but you can take kids to see this, and I feel like this.
I think kids would like it. I think
it's safe enough.
It's not,
like it's implied. Most of the violence is implied. It's not really shown.
When we saw Ghostbusters when we were kids, and that movie had a blowjob scene that we didn't understand at that time. A ghost giving Dan Aykroyd a blowjob.
Yes, I remember.
This franchise has gone like it's arguable whether or not that first movie was for kids, but every fucking kid watched that first movie.
Of course.
So seeing this franchise where it is now, we're never gonna get a ghost blowjob scene in 2024.
Oh,
but
God.
Yeah.
That
I
you
think
know
it,
of.
yeah, that I know of. But oh, how good would it be to watch like a stinger of Dan Aykroyd getting the blowjob
Getting a blowjob at his old age. He's like,
at his old age? Yeah.
That would be great.
Fuck. But yeah, no, I think there's a lot of the little mini marshmallows. This is definitely aimed at keeping the franchise alive for kids,
Yeah.
next
agree.
generation. Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, I think we probably covered this enough.
Yeah.
This is a good nostalgia movie. Take your kids to go see it. I mean, it's not gonna be nothing life shattering.
it's an okay nostalgia movie. Let's
Yeah.
just be honest. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this is it definitely scratches a minor itch for Ghostbusters. And I think that they did better in this movie with hitting like nostalgia and hitting the older characters as opposed to or getting more screen time with the older characters than the first movie and Afterlife.
But like Afterlife was more of like what I was talking about was a smaller stakes.
Yeah.
Like it was more about that family and that farm, and yeah, they were trying to prevent the end of the world, but it was more like the whole world wasn't coming apart around, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was kind of, but it more was about like the what's his name?
Spangler Dynasty.
Yeah, the legacy, and
Legacy,
then
yeah.
like paying tribute to the yeah. We'll see where the franchise goes. But I definitely think they need to go smaller.
They do
like,
need to go smaller.
fucking haunted house, man. So simple.
Well, if they're gonna go this
focus on
route,
comedy.
yeah, if they're gonna do this, I would rather have them go smaller. If you're gonna go bigger, make it a big payoff. I would rather them go big and really explore like the whole other side ghost world than to do what they did.
That sounds terrible to me.
No,
Every
I'm saying
time
they
go
did
bigger,
it.
it sucks.
But I'm saying they did it and they started to touch it.
Yeah,
I was like, if you're gonna do it, just go all the way. If you're not gonna do that, then dial it back. Make it more a local.
They tried to definitely have both, scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Well,
Blurries,
yeah, let's do it. Green
go ahead.
I guess I'll kick it off.
All right.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 5. Very mid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it's around the mid, but it just did a few things that made me happy here and there, but nowhere near as for the other. Now, the one we won't talk about, way better than 2016.
2016 was all right. Can we be honest? 2016 wasn't that bad. Okay, like
the first one.
2016.
No, 2016.
The old girl.
I forgot that existed. The Abomination.
It's not an Abomination.
But Sweet Baby Inc. might have been involved in that one too.
Probably. You never know these days.
Probably involved in that. It wasn't as bad as you guys said.
Roaches do crawl up things every
no, it was pretty bad. I will never watch it again. But there goes the Ed Underground. I guess it's time to wrap it up very soon here.
Yeah, but he didn't really contribute much to.
There goes Green Tuner too.
I think my camera died.
Dropping flies here.
Yeah, wow.
All right, well, Ed, why don't you just go ahead and take us out here before the next thing happens, or like the ceiling floor caves in on me or something.
Well, if you want, as you guys were talking, I made Only Toes in 2K24.
Okay, that's great.
That's awesome. No one cares.
Ed, go ahead and take us out there, bud.
Take you guys out.
I mean,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody else here. It's just
we're dropping like flies, Ed. We're dropping like flies here. So up. Oh fuck.
Oh shit. Oh shit. We're just losing everybody, guys. At this point, don't know
Where's
what
Green
to do.
Tuner?
I don't know where he's at.
So I mean, I'll take you guys out.
Yeah, go ahead, take us out. Come on,
take us out.
What episode is this?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Take us out, bud.
Take us 118.
What's going on?
All right.
Well,
5 seconds. Take us out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 118.
Yes.
Of the Blrd podcast. You can find us on all major platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, any favorite podcasting platform of your choice. And you
Mhm.
can also watch us here live on twitch.tv/the Blrd podcast.
All right. So
All right.
yeah, he's obviously being he's very distracted right now about
Yeah.
some damn wrestling. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out of here. But yeah, so yeah, at this point, you guys have any final things to say after that shitty outro?
Blur you later.
Yeah, in the one
Blur
place
you
to
later.
be fair, the one place you won't find us on is twitch.tv/the Ed Underground. So if you're looking for us there, you'll never find us because Ed doesn't actually, we're like his redhead stepchildren. He never wants to promote us, never wants to
I
show
don't
us
consider
off.
y'all my
No, we just
stepchildren.
fucking
You're all my-
support. I just fucking buy games for this dude, but he never support. The least he could do is support the podcast, but he fucking
I
doesn't.
have.
Yeah,
It's
well,
even
blur
on
you
the
later.
bottom of my Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
okay.
scroll down to the bottom and see our name, whatever. Fuck.
Yeah,
Blur you later.
blur you later.
Blur you later.
Later.